Hi everybody, welcome to the OAG RC. I'm Craig. Thank you very much for joining me today on the channel. This is usually contained within the news update, but what YouTube has suggested I do is separate the RC chat and the news, because lots of people watch just the news and less people stick around for the RC chat. So I thought, do you know what I'll do? I'll make the RC chat, the weekly chat update, a separate video that you guys can watch if you want to, and if you don't want to watch it, people don't have to. But what I do know is that there are a group of you that really like to see what's going on the channel and understand how I'm getting on and how my road to recovery is getting on. So let's start with that. The leg is doing a lot better than it was a month ago, and definitely better than it was doing 2 months ago. I am up and about a bit more. I'm still walking on crutches. I can't really carry too much because I'm still partial weight bearing. I'm not fully weight bearing on it yet, but it is getting better. I am improving. And I have been outside for walks recently up and down the drive, so I'm hoping that we will get a speed run in at some point this month. What I have been working on, as you guys will have seen on the live stream that I did last month, is the MB01. So what we've now got here is the finished Citroen DS on the MB01. But what you'll notice that I've done is I've not done it box art. And yes, I will cut these off when I have definitely made sure that I've finished with the body fitting and I'm happy where everything is. But what I did is I took that MB01 platform and did what a lot of you recommended, and that is did a livery that was a rally one for the Citroen DS. And I apologise that the camera's shaking around because it's on the mount. But what you can see there is that I just went round. I mean, the decals took me forever. The decal sheet was, I'm not going to say it was horrendous because it wasn't horrendous, but it was very, very complicated, especially up around these light buckets at the top. That is all decals around there. The light, all the edging around there, and all of that is all decals. These decals were all one piece here. You had to fold them over to get them to sit right around that edge. Very, very complicated. Even this one around here, around the fuel cap, was a clear decal with the black lines that you had to try and line up. The rally stuff obviously wasn't in the box as standard. I got those off of eBay. And I think the body really would be sat a little bit lower to the ground, but I've left it slightly higher up, so we've got a bit of extra clearance for rallying. Now, that is just a standard kit. It's even got, dare I say it, bushings in instead of bearings, because I didn't put those in when I was setting it all up. And I'm not going to go back and take it all apart now just to put bearings in. I'm going to leave it with the bushings in because it's going to be rallying anyway. We found these Monte Carlo rally stickers, Rally de Portugal stickers on eBay. I don't know. I mean, this was 1982. This one wasn't in 1982. It was in 1970. I don't care about that, though, because it looks blooming cool with all those rally decals on the side of it, the sponsor decals on the side. This one annoyed me because I didn't quite get it straight, but you're not going to notice that when it's bombing around and jumping about and rallying. So I've got to just finish setting the body and get rid of those body posts next. I was going to spray it with Tamiya Clear, but I've only got the flat. I don't have a pearlescent, and I'm worried if I do that, I'm going to lose this lovely metallic bodywork. And you know, the colours come out really nicely. That's not the recommended colour. It told you to do it, I think it was in PS3, I think it was blue, and I did it in the 59 metallic blue, and I think it looks really good for it. But that's part of the reason why I don't necessarily now want to put a clear coat on the top. What that does mean is there's a risk that these decals over time will start to lift. But I think I'm just going to have to live with it because I don't really want to spray this one now with that clear coat because it just looks absolutely fantastic. Plus, to spray it with the clear, I'm going to have to take all of these trim pieces off. You'll see, if I turn it back around to the back, that rear bumper set is all one piece. And all the black on here is all decals that you just stick over the top of it. And I think they look really, really cool. And around here, if I go back to the front, this front bumper and the lights at the front, these here are all, they're all trim. So they're all chrome trim that comes in the set. Behind each one of these is a great big like bucket that sits on there. At first I thought they were light buckets, so you'd be able to put LEDs in, but they weren't. These were decals that go on the front of it that gives it that kind of translucent effect. And you'll see as I sort of move it around, you see the sort of colour changing in there a little bit because it's reflected behind the sticker. It's quite nice, gives it quite a nice effect. I think it is an absolutely beautiful model. I'm really pleased with the way it came out. You guys might know that I wasn't particularly keen on it. I was going to use it as a bit of a shelfer when I first got it. But now I'm absolutely going to run it. It's going to run in future rally series that I do. And I am more, well, no, I'm really pleased with the way it's come out. There's a lot of hard work, a lot of planning went into putting that together, and I'm really super pleased with it. So that is the MB01 on the Citroen DS. Really pleased. I now need to start thinking about what else I'm going to do. I need another project. I need to put something else together, and I need another build. So I need to start dipping back into the collection of new in-box kits and think about what I'm doing next. But before I do anything else from a build point of view, we've got to go out and do some speed runs. So I've got the Frog up from the garage, and I started to look over it, gave it a good clean down with a cowhide, not a cowhide, yeah, it was cowhide wipe, cow wipe, and made it all nice and clean because it was covered in dirt from the Orchard Raceway. And now I've got to decide what I'm doing with this. Now you'll notice in the back here, we've just got a Tamiya torque tuned in there at the minute. What my plan is to take that out. And I have a motor adapter, which I don't actually have to hand, so I can't show you, that goes into here that allows you to put a 380 motor in. And I think what I'm going to do is put a sport-tuned 380 motor in here to start with. I might even put a regular sport-tuned, regular 380 motor in there, because I have got one of those with the pinion on that comes out of the grasshopper. And the plan is, if I make it nice and slow to start with, Mini OAG and Mrs. OAG can get used to the speed and get used to it gradually as we build up. And we're not just straight into a 15-turned core RC, you know, motor going up and down the drive, which will ultimately end in destruction. And I do think a 380 is probably going to be enough for them to start getting their head around early doors. And then, because I've got then to put the sport tune in, and the sport tune in this will be pretty quick, it'll be pretty punchy. So I think that'll be enough for us to have quite a bit of fun without it becoming really stupid. I love the livery on this particular one. I love what I did with this, the colour scheme, the black and the neon. I think it looks really, really cool. And because of that, I don't really want to mess it up. If you remember when I did this originally, I tried to paint on Tamiya PS paint onto this one when I did it. I watched one of the early videos back. Now, I can't believe I tried to do that, and just what an idiot. But you know, clearly I managed to fix it. And actually, I think from a design point of view, I know it's not box art, but it's one of my favourites. I really, really like the way it came out. I still get frustrated that this body shell does not sit straight. And I've just never been able to work out why it doesn't. I probably need to just shave off a little bit of polycarbonate there just to make it sit straight. So that's the plan. I think we're going to just leave it standard. But because I'm using that 380 motor mount, it's going to mean I'm going to be in the brushed category, not in the open category, because I'm not using an out-of-the-box part. I'm actually going to use a motor mount, which is going to be slightly different. That also means that as we get later in the process and I get towards the back end of the month, theoretically, I could drop a ridiculous motor in here. I've got that LRP 10-turn double wind. I could stick that in here with the Viper ESC that I've got from, I think it's M-Tronics. And I could just go and do a ridiculous speed run for me and see how fast I go. It all depends on how I feel at the end of the month. And the reason I say that is I quite want to race this in Club 380 next year. I am planning on getting back out and doing some more racing again. I did enjoy that, and I have missed it quite a lot. So I want to get back into that again. And in the buggy class, you can pop a 380 motor in one of these and race it in the buggy class. And I love the way the Frog drives. I did drive this briefly around the house, which you will see as part of my entertainment in the speedrun video that I end up doing. And I love the way that the Frog chassis, the ORV chassis in general, drives, but I certainly love the way the Frog handles. I know it's vintage, I know it's retro, I know there are better things out there, but for me, this is just one of the best. This one was donated to the channel by Peter Smith. And when he contacted me and said he was going to send it over to me, he said, you absolutely have to build and drive an ORV chassis. And the guy wasn't wrong. This thing is one of my favourite RCs, and I absolutely love it. And I cannot wait to give it a gentle speed run before hopefully taking it 380 racing and really having some good fun with it. Right, what else is coming up on the channel? Well, I don't know what else to build. I have recently, well, I say recently, today, purchased some of these. These have turned up in the post today. They're little fog lights for the front of a rally car. So you can see them here. There's 4 of them. they just plug into a spare slot on the receiver, and they've got these little hella stickers that go over the covers on the front to give it that sort of fog light effect. And we saw those Charisma night editions on the news channel a couple of weeks back, and I just wonder whether I should do a rally, another rally car, and put these on. I have got the BT01 chassis, and I've recently bought the 306 Maxi body shell to put on there. And I am thinking maybe I do that and then somehow mount these onto the front of the 306 body set and have a 306 BT01 rally as well. So I've got the MB01 and then I'll have a BT01 to rally as well. But I don't know if I want to build another rally at the minute. I quite fancy building up another buggy. So I need to go and have a look at what I may or may not have buggy-wise and see if there's something that I can build up that's easy for me to access and not up 1,000 steps, because I'm really not in the mood for going up and down steps at the minute. Right, thanks for watching. See you all soon on the OAG RC. Bye for now.